Thank you all for joining us today in this special event, and thank you all for joining in this session. I will be the speaker in this session. My name is Saleh. I'm working currently as a BIM manager with Jasara BMC project management consultant. I'm originally having a bachelor degree in as a civil engineer, civil structural engineer, and I hold a master degree in BIM management and integrated delivery. I have an overall experience in the construction industry of 15 years, and I would like to thank BIM Summit for inviting me as a speaker for the second year in a row. I'm gonna go directly to the topic of today. We're gonna discuss the return on investment of BIM, BIM maturity, and the benefit of implementing and enabling BIM with the importance of BIM champion. So the session gonna be divided into three main sections. The first section will be about introduction about the topic and the necessity of BIM. The second part will be understanding BIM maturity, and the last part will be about the main topic, which is the return on investment of BIM and the BIM champions. So this is a quick introduction. Why do I believe this topic is important? And now, as you can see, implementing BIM requires the investment of time and money and also effort to overcome many barriers, that is such as the lack of investment and cost investment, lack of demand, lack of contractual framework to enable a collaborative BIM environment. Therefore, in order to be able to invest money and time and effort in BIM, we need to understand the tangible and intangible benefits of BIM implementation that will be as our driver for BIM investment. And the uncertainty of BIM return of investment, unfortunately, is one of the key reasons why is BIM still until this day limitedly used, especially in cost and planning related tasks. Of course, there is many uses. Not all the uses are widely implemented in BIM. So the necessity of BIM. Uh, First commercial computer was built in 1951, and first personal computer was built in 1981. That's almost more than 40 years ago. So, and as you can see, also the CAD, the AutoCAD was invented in 1982. And although these dates consider as a milestone dates in regard to the BIM and technological investment in the construction industry, but still there are many pioneer project was built before that date. So what we can say now, and why I'm starting with this introduction, many times I hear from many decision maker actually saying that BIM is not an important, is not compulsory to do projects, and I couldn't agree more. Yes, BIM, as long as the AutoCAD, as long as the computer itself isn't important to construct any project, it is considered as an enhancement. So if we can see here in this small graph that the ISO standard started in 2018, and as you can see, the first computer was started in 1981, and the first commercial computer even older than that in 1958, 51. However, we still as a community being able to build the Chrysler Tower in 1930, many years before all these investment or all these invention in BIM and computers. Even the Eiffel Tower was built in 1889, the Bellevue Hospital, Taj Mahal in 1658, and even the Pyramid of Egypt. So as you can see, it is not compulsory to have BIM to build any project, that for sure, but it is important to enhance the process for construction and for operation, which the AC industry in general consider as the lowest department or discipline or division that's implementing new technology. So, for example, if you are talking about transportation, It's normal for all the other divisions, such as the transportation, to have a development. As you can see, people used to walk, riding horses, wagon, traveling by train and ships until this day. So, in similar fashion, the development in the construction industry have led us to BIM until this day to increase the efficiency of our work and what we are doing. But of course, it is not compulsory for people who's trying to hold down and building more barriers for BIM implementation. So the second topic is BIM maturity. Of course, we cannot talk about the return on investment on BIM without talking about BIM maturity. These two topics are always came together. And now, although BIM has already been used in many large size projects, the AEC industry still didn't achieve large scale implementation of BIM, which reflected by the low level of maturity for BIM. Therefore, the benefit of BIM and BIM implementation cannot be achieved in large scale. What I'm trying to say here, implementing BIM is just the first step in approaching the benefit of BIM, because implementing the BIM without having a high level of maturity wouldn't lead us to reap the benefit of BIM implementation. So, what we can say here to simplify BIM maturity topic, that we can divide this into three main categories: BIM capability, which consider as the basic ability to perform a task or deliver a service, which is the minimum basic ability. This is BIM capability. So we cannot actually hoping for much benefit if an organization or a person, although implementing BIM, is still having a low capability level. That wouldn't be helpful in order to have a high return on investment. The higher level is BIM competency, which is the ability to deliver BIM models that satisfy BIM requirements, perform a task with high skills, timely manner, and based on standards. So, with high competency, the BIM model that we are developing will be able to be used in multiple ways, which will increase the return on investment and the benefits of BIM implementation. So as you can see here, the BIM competency level will lead to more benefit than BIM capability. And lastly, the BIM maturity. BIM maturity actually is referring to BIM competency, but in gradual and continuously improvement in quality, repeatability, and predictability within available BIM capability. So we have BIM capability, which is the lowest level. Then we have a competency, which is higher, and we are still, this is ongoing process, and BIM maturity will help us to monitor the progress in BIM competency, and as much competent a projects or an organization becoming BIM, as more competent they become, as more the benefit they gonna end with or reap at the end. So, in addition to this, we can say BIM maturity can be divided into three main levels: individually, project-wise, and organization-wise. So, a person can be very competent in BIM, but not necessarily the project-wise, because we have a team. And again, a team can be, or a project-wise can be highly competent, but in organization-wise, which is considered many other projects, couldn't or shouldn't necessarily be that competent. So we need to be aware of the maturity level we are talking about, and of course, when organization-wise having a high competency, the benefit would be more than if you are talking about individually level of competency. And after that, after saying that, we can say that in maturity level, generally, there are 5 steps or sequential steps leading to a high BIM maturity. Firstly, we need to set BIM goals. So when implementing BIM in any project, why BIM is being implemented? Is it as a goal to reduce the cost? Is it to enhance the quality of our product? What is the main goals? Dividing the goals will lead us to divide a suitable BIM uses to achieve that goals, just as using BIM models for coordination, for drawing authoring, for design authoring in general, for 4D, 5D BIM model, and using it in program and cost estimation. After setting the use, we need to set a benchmark. So if we are talking about implementing BIM for design authoring, for example, we can put a benchmark that, okay, in the first stage, in the first project, we will just trying to deliver general arrangement drawings and plan drawings from the BIM, but not necessarily all the kind of drawing, such as detail and sections and the other drawings. And continuously with time, we can put a higher benchmark until we reach a level that all the drawing, if we are talking about using BIM in design authoring, until we reach a point that all the design gonna be developed completely from BIM model. After setting BIM uses benchmark, of course, we need to monitor continuously this benchmark. We have, for example, 3, 4 years project, so we cannot just set the benchmark in the first day and just seeing what's happening in the last day after 3, 4 years. We need continuously, repeatedly monitor the performance and the utilization of BIM and how much we approach in this benchmark, and eventually measure the achievement of BIM goals. After all, after the end of the project, are we able to achieve our goals? For example, as cutting the cost or increasing the quality of our works, and that's in the end of the project. This whole cycle, it is the BIM maturity. It is the continuously improvement of BIM competency. And there are many examples or templates for BIM maturity level. The one we are sharing here on the screen from ARUB organization, Arab. As you can see, for example, in the structural BIM maturity, we have many BIM uses, and with every BIM use, there are 5 levels of maturity. So, for example, as a drawing, level number 2 model will be used for just general arrangement drawings, while when we optimize up to the highest level, model used for all general arrangement, section, schedule, and all kind of drawings. So as you can see, we can set a benchmark, for example, benchmark level number 2, then level number 3 define until we can approach level number 5. And as much as we are mature with BIM implementation, as much the return on investment will be high. And this is another example, for example, for 4D modeling, 5D quantity estimation, and with everyone, there are different levels of total of 5 levels. And we can set here the target. And with this template, we can end with a map that's showing us our strongest, our strong and weakness point, so we can develop ourselves. But this is not the only template. There are many other templates. This one from National BIM Standards, as we can see, there is 10 level and compared to Europe that's having 5 level, and there are multiple BIM uses. So we can use for this BIM maturity any of the existing template, or we can even develop our own. The idea is this process need to be continuously monitored. So after understanding the maturity level, we can now talk about return on investment on BIM. BIM investment, unlike traditional assets, contains several barriers that increase the challenge of monetarily quantified BIM benefits. It's not easy to discover these for main reasons for that. The first reason is BIM benefit, including a wide range of intangible returns factor that cannot be directly quantified monetarily. For example, intangible benefit. Implementing BIM will help us to enhance the communication between the teams. So how we gonna measure the enhanced communication in a money button or a money way, or and it's intangible benefit, enhancing the communication, enhancing the work quality, increasing the collaboration between the parties. So there are many intangible benefits that make it difficult to set a monetary return on investment. The second reason why this is difficult is the lack of AC industry to quantify the monetary value of BIM implementation. There is no records. Many companies or organizations already implemented BIM many years ago, but they don't have any records for the return on investment they had, which is difficult for us. There is no guidance in this regard. And the third reason is the availability of external factors affecting BIM benefits. Work ethic, relationship. After all, we are not working in silo. The other parties working with us in the project could unfortunately affect us if they were not mature, although even if we were mature enough. And lastly, BIM benefit vary between projects. As we said, it is implemented in organization wise. So even if some of the projects are mature enough, it is difficult to measure this in organization scales because it's vary between projects. So therefore, the failure to identify benefit of BIM, that's why we it is difficult to find a sponsor, executive sponsor who can prioritize tangible return on investment, uh, which, as you can see, it's even more difficult in SME level, small organization. Usually, an executive need to see a valid numbers. And here are some example of the benefit. These are the top recorded top benefit: reduction, schedule reduction, improve productivity, reduce RFIs, and there are many other benefits. Many of them are intangible: better communication, decision making, improved quality, which is cannot be estimated in monetary wise. Regarding the monetary wise, there are generally two main equation to estimate return on investment: the gain, estimating the gain, which is the earning, the saving, the return of benefit with the cost, that's with expenses in software, training, support, and activity. And with this equation, if the return on investment more than zero, is considered profitable. And the other equation is actually not similar, which is percentage, the gain divided by the cost, which is this equation was developed by Autodesk, and they are recommending if the percentage of gain is 61% in the first year, that is considered profitable. And we have here a case study, a project in Korea that is used this equation, and the benefit was 322,000 US dollars against the cost, which is 192, and the benefit became to be 167, which is more than 61, as we can see, and this is considered profitable. Lastly, the BIM champions actually is a leader and decision maker, managing staff and budget on variable level, either department, project, or enterprise. These BIM champions are important to implement the BIM and enabling the BIM, truly enabling the BIM in a project. And without BIM champions, it is difficult to implement the BIM. And this BIM champion is not necessarily supposed to be a technically expert in the BIM field. It could be anyone that is in the decision making position within the organization that is supporting the BIM team and able to using BIM in a good way and with the high competency. And having BIM champions is compulsory in order to truly implement BIM in any project or organization and to have continuous improvement leading to beneficial return on investment. Thank you all for your attendance. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope to see you another session and next year. I hope. Thank you all, and thank you for BIM Coordination Summit for this opportunity, precious opportunity. Thank you.